Let's talk facts. The Avengers are not coming. Who will keep the American people safe?
There's some big threat out there, and you are gonna help me stop it.
Wait, us?
Yeah, you. Why, you got someplace to be?
I love that guy.
Okay. The all-important question. Can you watch Thunderbolts without knowing its backstories? Absolutely. It was one I could follow with absolute ease, absolute thrill. One where the not-so-superhumans come out on top. Thunderbolts for me was Marvel's answer to the Suicide Squad. Super? Not so much, but heroes? Absolutely. The Thunderbolts, produced by Kevin Feige and screenwriter Eric Pearson, follows a group of misfits ensnared in a death trap by villain Valentina Allegra de Fontaine. These dangerous misfits, Yelena Belova, John Walker, Bucky Baines, Red Guardian, Ghost, and Bob, if you will, embark on a mission that forces this unlikely alliance to face their dark past. And rise to the challenge as they come together to face something bigger. The movie's very own antagonist, Sentry, played by Lewis Pullman.
Can't call ourselves that.
God, thank you.
What's both clear and clever is the film's core message and the way it deals with a very real topic of mental health in the cleverest of ways. It's a raw look at each anti-hero's brokenness as they deal and work through their very own real problems. You have to applaud the way in which it opens up the conversation around these very real topics whilst playing out the very familiar good versus over evil theme. At its core, it's found a way to mix comedy, humour and the petty bickering within the team. When the Avengers are gone, going to step up to the plate and save the world. Well, enter the Thunderbolts. Because the movie's lows are done so well, it often struggles to gather the momentum to maintain the same highs in comparison. Stickful, they are not. But these dysfunctional humans rise to present themselves as New York's worthy new hero, the Thunderbolts. Incompetent, competitive, and often found bickering, these characters are forced to get on together to defeat something much bigger. A dysfunctional, quirky group of misfits unveil their own struggles and form an unlikely alliance to save us from something much bigger. A craved villain hell-bent on power and world domination before facing the ultimate villain. Leading actress Florence Pugh, Yelena, here does well to shine as the star of the show and does well to carry the theme of the show, dealing with the pain of the past in the most incredible way. And boy, does she have a past. She does this role justice, fantastic job. And can we take a minute to talk about how fantastic an actor David Harper, who plays Red Guardian, really is. Not only does he understand his assignment, the man is both hilarious. Surprisingly here, Captain America is not the sympathetic hero you're used to, but rather does a great job as playing the arsehole of the group. Ghost, however, takes a slight backseat in this movie, a force to be reckoned with in the comic. Here, Ghost gets glimpses of shine, and her potential is rather untapped. The movie walks you through their highs, lows, insecurities, and hidden struggles, till you find yourself rooting for each character. I will say for me, though, you could argue that the film had an identity crisis.
I'm just drifting, and I don't have purpose. I thought throwing myself into work was the answer.
Guardian brings both humour and leadership in this team and manages to point out things in the funniest of ways. His character, humour and personality is both infectious and lovable. Whilst we witness the group's mission only takes a jump start when he leads the plan of action. Other Other than that, the action sequences are phenomenal, and you'll find yourself at the edge of your seat, rooting for the main character Yelena as she realises her strength and takes hold of it to its fullest. Side note, the CGI here is absolutely brilliant. Reminiscent of the Fantastic Four and the Avengers.
Contract kills.
Yeah, so?
So, someone wants us gone.
Here you get to know these group of misfits, understand them, and relate to them.
What the hell?
Hero movie is like no other. Is there sadness and oppressiveness? In parts, sure, but I adore the way in which the characters learn to, while forced to lean on each other, unite and work together in the name of survival and conquering something much bigger than them. But unlike that of Captain America, the ending though, interesting as a segment to discuss, was an anticlimax. Within seconds, the end scene's credits were rolling, which left you calling for a do-over. This audience can look forward to watching this unlikely alliance unite to overcome their personal struggles and later the ultimate villain, Sentry. It was, however, a fun watch, seeing these group of misfits get their act together and get on with saving the world. Expect tears, fist bumps, and get ready to cheer on these fab lot unite and attempt to triumph in the face of adversity and come up on top as Marvel's very worthy heroes. So grab a friend, popcorn, and get down to the cinemas, as this film is certainly one to watch. Thunderbolts is out in cinemas, 1st of May in the US, and everywhere else, May the 2nd.